Folks, it's Donald Ward-McCarthy here with Keller Williams Realty. Just bringing you an update. I'm doing this publicly just because I'm having more and more of a conversation. It's it's April of 2021. We're looking at the stats for the previous 3 months, the first quarter of 2021, and I'm having some interesting conversations. So for this example, I wanted to show one of my clients. Specifically, they're hearing in the news, about how prices are still going up and up and up. And yes, when you look at here we've got the TREB housing market charts for March for January, February, March of this year versus the last 4 years. Or 3 years previously back. Okay, so back to 2018. So looking at this chart, which combines, detached, all the different types of housing, residential housing, of course, we're not looking at commercial here. It looks like prices are going up, for sure. It does. When we combine everything together, it definitely looks like prices are going up. Okay. And that's what the media, of course, is reporting on. But what we've got to do for our clients is we have to look specifically at their product in that location and what's happening. So I wanted to look and pull up for my client. I wanted to say, okay, so your product is in the 905. It's in Mississauga, and we've been hearing about how the 905 is outstripping the 416 and doing amazingly because everyone is selling their condos downtown and moving out, or what have you. The circumstances might be. So we're hearing about how the 905 are just rocketing forward, but what I want to do is take actually the last 3 months of sales, specifically, because again, when we look at this chart and we look at the averages of all the different markets, yes, for sure we're flying ahead. We're going up, 20, 30, 40, 50K per month, and on average house sale values. But let's look at, let's say, January. For that detached 905 product. Here we go, January 2021. Okay, 905 detached product. Okay, we can see the average price there was 1.308. Okay, so if we'd expect this chart to tell us something, we would have gone up, maybe to 1.35 or something like that. But when we look at February's numbers, here we go, February 2021, and we look at the same category, 905 detached, they actually came down a slight little bit to 1.3. So that tells me there's a stagnation, right? Because we have seen such growth in the 905s, and we've seen record prices. So let's look at for March. So yes, it's up a fraction, I would argue. Not that much, but typically from January we saw 1.308, we saw 1.3 in February, and we saw 1.32 in March. So really that tells me that specific market for detached product may well have peaked. Now I may be wrong, but just the stats are telling us it may well have peaked. Now, why may it have peaked? So let's have another look at supply. So people are talking about a supply problem in the market. That's not the case anymore. And let me show you why. So here we go. Here are TREB new listings for the first 3 months, for the first quarter of 2021 versus the last couple of years as well too. And as you can see, in January, supply or new listings that came onto the market was pretty much in line for the last 4 years. And then we looked at, this was practically a 50% increase in supply for February. So supply looking like not so much a problem anymore. And definitely in March, we have a supply increase of 57% in the market. Now that's a colossal increase. Look at the previous years, okay? So supply is not the problem anymore. So what is the problem? Here is the problem. Sales. As you can see, for the first quarter of this year, we're absolutely outstripping previous years, and this is the demand. So supply is not the problem anymore, demand is the problem. So the question is, how long can this dizzying heights of demand continue? Right, and there is the crux. That's the crystal ball question. In my opinion, it can't last forever, right? Particularly if supply is increasing. Okay, so what would you expect then if particularly at this point in time, if our 905 is peaked, our supply is increased to the point where we've kind of, the 905 detached product is kind of holding its own. If the demand starts to drop, and as we know, it's happening because of the bond market and investment activity in the bond market, we're going to see our fixed rate product that the banks are offering, we're going to see an interest rate increase there. So if we have a demand drop, interest increase, supply increase, there's only one way the prices can go. They will likely come down if those other couple of factors that I just mentioned occur and hold true. That's likely what's happening. So kind of my advice to that type of seller in the 905 with the detached product is, if we do see that situation and we do see prices drop and we decide to hold on for the next year, we are taking a risk. So the question is are we prepared to take that risk, or do we take what we know now is the best housing prices for 905 detached that we have seen, that we've ever seen? Do we capitalize on that now, even though it might be a little bit less than what we want? Do we capitalize on that now and move our family forward with our goals? So there you have it, folks. That's what I love kind of analyzing is, yes, media can tell us one thing, but we have to look very specifically and very locally for what's going on in our clients' markets. Okay, there you have it. It's Ward-McCarthy here, Keller Williams Realty. Visit us at 311realtygroup.com. Reach out to us if you have any questions. It is starting, the spring market has started. If you need anything at all, like remortgaging, refinancing, investment, what have you, we're happy to have that conversation with you. Okay, thanks, folks. Take care and stay safe, as just today we've just entered a new phase of lockdown. Okay, thanks so much.